In the heart of Nigeria, near the bustling city of Ibadan, there was a small village named Akinlai. The people of Akinlai lived simple lives, farming cassava, rearing goats, and trading yams in the crowded Ibadan markets. The village had one belief that bound them all together: respect keeps the world balanced. Every elder repeated these words, and every child was taught to bow to the wisdom of those before them. But there was one young man who thought otherwise. His name was Adewale, and though he was clever and strong, his heart was filled with pride. Adewale believed respect was for the weak. He would walk past elders without greeting, mock his neighbors when they gave him advice, and laugh at the village traditions. "Why should I bow to the old ways," he would boast, "when I can carve my own?" Adewale's father, Bobatan, was a hunter of great reputation, known even in Ibadan. He owned the most prized drum in the village, carved from Irako wood and stretched with antelope skin. That drum was not just for music, it was a sacred drum. Whenever it was beaten, the village gathered to hear messages of the ancestors. Bobatan warned his son, "Respect the drum, Adewale. It belongs to the spirits of the forest. Do not play it carelessly." But Adewale laughed. "Father, it is just wood and skin. What power can it have?" One evening, while the villagers prepared for a festival, Adewale grew restless. He wanted to prove himself greater than tradition, greater than the old men who still told folktales by firelight. So, when no one was watching, he went into his father's hut and pulled out the sacred drum. Its surface glowed faintly in the lantern light. Adewale grinned, sat down, and began to beat it with reckless hands. At first, nothing happened. He laughed louder, mocking the spirits his father always spoke of. But then, the ground beneath him shivered. From the shadows outside the hut, a deep growl echoed. Adewale froze. Out of the darkness stepped a leopard, its golden eyes burning like fire. It was larger than any leopard the villagers had ever seen, its muscles rippling, its presence terrifying. The leopard spoke with a voice that rumbled like thunder, "Who dares call me without respect?" Adewale's hands trembled. He stammered, I was only playing." The leopard's eyes narrowed. "The drum is not a toy. It is the bridge between men and spirits. For your arrogance, you now owe me a debt." Before Adewale could respond, the leopard leapt forward, its claws grazing his arm, leaving 3 deep scars. Then it vanished into the forest as suddenly as it had come. The next day, the village awoke to find Adewale pale and weak. The scars burned like fire. He confessed to his father and the elders what had happened. The elders shook their heads gravely. "The spirits demand respect. If he does not repay his debt, the leopard will return." Terrified, Adewale asked, "What must I do?" The oldest elder, Mama Folek, said, "You must go into the forest with humility. You must carry no weapons, only a calabash of palm oil, a white cloth, and your father's drum. When the leopard comes, kneel before it and show respect. Only then will your debt be forgiven." Though afraid, Adewale obeyed. That night, under the light of the moon, he entered the thick forest near Ibadan. Every shadow seemed alive, every rustle whispered his name. He walked until he reached the clearing, placed the drum on the ground, poured out the palm oil, and laid the white cloth. Then he knelt and struck the drum softly, not with pride but with trembling hands. The forest grew silent. Then, out of the trees, the leopard emerged, its eyes glowing once again. It circled Adewale slowly, its breath hot on his skin. Adewale bowed his head low and whispered, "Great Spirit, forgive me. I was blind with pride. I did not respect the ways of my fathers. I beg for mercy." The leopard stopped, staring at him for a long time. Then it spoke, "At last you bow, not to me, but to wisdom itself. The debt is paid." With that, the leopard struck the drum once with its paw, and the sound echoed like thunder through the forest. The scars on Adewale's arm stopped burning. The leopard vanished, leaving only silence and the smell of wild earth. Adewale returned to the village at dawn. The people gasped when they saw him alive. He bowed before his father and the elders, something he had never done before, and said, "Respect keeps the world balanced. I know this now." From that day on, Adewale became a humble man. He greeted elders with respect, helped the weak, and treated the sacred with reverence. In time, he too became a storyteller, reminding children of the leopard's debt. And whenever the drum was played at festivals, Adewale would tell the people, "The drum is not just sound. It is life. Treat it with respect, or the spirits will remind you why you must." And so, The story of Edewale and the leopard was passed down across Ibadan and beyond. It taught every child, farmer, and trader that arrogance brings danger, but respect brings balance and peace.